ברוכים הבאים למשקיעים בביטחון עם איתי, השקעות נדל"ן בקפריסין. בפרק של היום נשוחח עם מייקל, בחור מקומי, שיספר לנו על פאפוס והכפרים שמסביב. הוובינר מתקיים בשפה האנגלית. מוכנים? בואו נצא לדרך. טוב, אז ערב טוב חברים וחברות, ברוכים הבאים לוובינר נוסף בנושא קפריסין, והפעם פאפוס והכפרים שמסביב. שמי איתי, למי שעדיין לא הספיק להכיר אותי ולדבר איתי. אני מלווה רכישות נדל"ן בקפריסין, גם להשקעות, גם למגורים, ועוזר למשפחות לעבור לקפריסין רק עם אנשים מקומיים, שדואגים להכל. אז לפני שאציג את מייקל, אני רק רוצה להגיד שהוובינר מוקלט ויעלה לרשתות החברתיות. הוובינר יתקיים בשפה האנגלית. Hello, Michael. How are you doing?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing well. First of all, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Basically, I explained on Facebook that this webinar is going to be about Paphos and the village around it. As we discussed, this webinar will be about the location, best location to live, best location to invest, school, let's say the hotspot for Israeli people. And anything else that the guys would like to know about Paphos. Can you introduce yourself? Because I don't think that many people know you, even though you are working maybe in the top 3 company in Paphos.
Yes, thank you very much for this invitation, and thank you everyone for spending this time and attending this event. My name is Michalis or Michael. I was born and raised in Paphos, so I know the area very, very well. I used to be a financial advisor in one of the biggest audit firms, accounting firms in the world. And the last 4 years have been working with Dominican Group. It's one of the biggest developers in Paphos. And I'm the business development manager at Dominican Group. Since COVID, I haven't done any presentation online through Zoom, so bear with me. Any questions you might have, if in case I don't see any raised hands or something like that, you feel free to interrupt me or open your microphone if you have any questions, or send them through chat, and I'm sure Ben will be keeping an eye on that. Right, Ben?
Right, no problem. We'll do that.
Thank you very much. Cheers. I will share my screen in order to start the presentation with you. Give me a second. Ben, apparently I cannot share my screen.
Let me help you. Share screen. Let's see, multiply parties. Advanced. Check now.
Not really.
Still not. I don't see any reason why not. Give me the option. Try again.
Okay, yes.
Perfect.
Done.
Go ahead.
So I will start this presentation with a very small, short video, okay? And then I will go through the presentation. Can you all see Ben, can you see my YouTube?
We can see your screen, but we cannot see anything else. Just a screen about Paphos, a lovely place. Maybe you need to share the other screen.
Give me a second.
Sounds good. Let's see now.
What about now?
Yes, now it's perfect.
Perfect. Basically, I wanted to start with this video. Can you all see my
Yes.
screen now?
Yes.
Okay, Ben, thanks.
Just make it bigger.
Sorry?
Okay, all good.
Yes. I wanted to start with this video in order to, this is a video for Paphos. It's a promotional video for Paphos in order to show and summarize what we're gonna talk after in my presentation, that Paphos has a lot to offer. A relaxed pace of life, nice food, beautiful beaches, very nice hotels, restaurants, and everything. So let's start with the presentation. I will discuss all of this in more detail. First of all, I would like to talk a little bit about Cyprus and what are the top reasons to invest and why so many people all over the world are choosing Cyprus for their investment and especially for the real estate industry. In Cyprus, we have a very solid real estate industry. The last, especially the last 7 to 8 years, it has been a dramatic change with very high capital appreciation. So the value of your property increases about 6 to 9%, depending on the area every year. We get very high return on investment on your rentals, and one of the lowest tax in European Union. Regarding now what it has to offer in terms of lifestyle, we are one of the safest countries in the world to live. One of the best climates. It offers a very good quality of life. It has been ranked as a 5th best relocation destination worldwide. We have very high level of education and healthcare, and it's very easy for everyone to communicate because English is widely spoken, and you will find people from, 6, 7 years old to 90 years old that they speak fluently English. Now, why it is great to live in Paphos? Paphos became a European capital of culture in 2017. And since then, they have thrown a lot of money in the city and the areas around the city center to make it a proper European city, while at the same time has kept this character, the hospitality, the friendliness of the people, and everything that we had long time ago in our country. Paphos is a tourist hotspot, which means we have a 12-month season. Okay, so for clients who are buying for investment, and especially the ones who are doing short-term rental, they will be able to achieve very high return on investment. Okay, very high occupancy rates all over the year. Imagine that around 40% of the tourists who are actually visiting Cyprus, they choose Paphos for their holidays. And the second city is Protaras/Agia Napa, which is around 18%, is below half of Paphos. We have more than 300 days of sunshine. It is the only city in Cyprus that you can actually see the sunset in the water. There's a lot of sightseeing in Paphos. So, for example, we have the most UNESCO heritage properties, and it is great for nature lovers. Agamas area is the largest Natura area in Cyprus, one of the largest national parks in European Union. So a lot of people who love nature, they go there for hiking, etc. In terms of facilities, the people who like to spend their time playing golf, all Cyprus golf courses are actually in Paphos. And also most of the hotels, since most of the tourists are in Paphos, we have most of the 5-star, 4-star Airbnb and etc. Rooms are located in Paphos. We are supposed to have results for the new marina. The new marina will be located in Kisonerga. It's an area that I'm gonna talk more later on when we're gonna have the Google Maps in front of us. We have many international private schools all over Paphos. So any area you're gonna choose to live or to invest, you will be able to find an international private school very close to you, and not more than 8-10 minutes drive from your home. There are 3 universities in Paphos at the moment. One of them in the top 200 universities in the whole world. We expect, at the moment, we have around, I would say, 2,500 students in Paphos. We expect to reach these 7,000 students by 2027, because then two new universities just operated in September 2023. So at the moment, it's just the first year. We have a very low-cost healthcare system, so people can feel comfortable. It's actually free. You just pay in your taxes just 2.7%, if I'm not mistaken. And regarding the quality of life, a lot of people choose Paphos because it's a very safe, very secure place. We have a very nice landscape. There's a slope in Paphos, so any area that you're gonna choose, you will probably have sea view and mountain views from your home. At the same time, you have very relaxed pace of life, no traffic jam, etc., like other big cities like Limassol or Nicosia. And at the same time, we have airport. I know at the moment we don't have direct flights from Israel, but I know for a fact that I think they start in April, if I'm not mistaken. Now,
I just need to say something, Michael.
Of course.
Just a few things about the previous slide. Regarding Israelis who are not a citizen / let's say if they don't have a yellow slip, they are not allowed to use the healthcare, let's say the public one. Anyway, we do recommend the people from Israel to purchase a private healthcare, because honestly, it's better. Let's be honest. I know it's much more expensive, but that's what we recommend. People from Israel who relocate to Cyprus, at least for the first 2 or 3 years, until they understand the system. So I just wanted to make sure that we are saying that, because it's very important for people who are actually planning to move to Paphos.
Since you mentioned this also, I would like to add something that if, for example, people are interested in permanent residency, which gives you the right to live in Cyprus.
Correct.
It's a permanent, it's not like a visa that you need to renew. The minimum investment is 300,000 plus VAT.
Correct.
And with that, you also get free healthcare in, as we call it, GHS, General Healthcare System.
Correct. I just saying regarding the Israeli citizens who usually prefer to purchase a private healthcare, private insurance for that. So it's very important to state it here. Yes, exactly. Very and nice. You mentioned basically the most important things for people. They can see view from anywhere, basically, in Paphos. So
yes, that's the nice thing with Paphos, is because it's a small city, okay, but it has quite a big slope, okay. So if you start, let's say, from Tzada, an area around 15 minutes from the sea, I would say. To go to the sea, you have elevation around 500, 600 meters. That gives you the opportunity to have sea views almost from any area in Paphos.
Correct. Okay,
so
that's what I wanted to mention. Correct.
Moving on, thank you, Ben, for mentioning that. Moving on, what we're gonna cover today through the map is locations for living, locations for investment. I will go through the schools around Paphos, where are the Israelis are buying today, and prices for buying and rent, in order for you to understand what is the return on investment is gonna be. Can we all see my?
Yes, we can see the map.
Perfect. So I will unzoom in order to get an actual idea. So basically, this line here shows, probably you might know that Paphos Cyprus has two sides, okay? So this is the free side, okay? And we have the big cities are Nicosia, which is the capital. We have Larnaca, Limassol, Paphos, and Agia Naba Famagusta area here, okay? So Paphos is on the west side of Cyprus, okay? And in Paphos, there are around 6-7 major areas for people to live and invest. As you can see here on the map, we have the main Paphos, okay, the main city center. And obviously, Gado Paphos is the downtown seaside area of Paphos, which is most of the hotels are located here in this area, okay? And then they are continuing over here, okay? Chloraga and Sonerga. So we have Paphos. A very upcoming area is Yeroskibon, okay? Which is a bit closer to the airport. We are talking about 10 minutes from the airport. Konya is a very nice area. A lot of locals are living here, okay? And then we have Mesoyim, very popular area for families. It is very close to international schools, but also to public schools, okay? Tala is a very nice area with low building density, so you will find very big plots with quite decent size properties, houses. Usually, it's a very there are very many hills here, so the view from the areas in Tala are fantastic. Also towards the sea, but also towards the mountain behind. And then we have Chloraga, which is a very popular area. Chloraga and Gisonerga next to each other, very popular areas for short-term rental, because they are very close to the sea. But a lot of foreigners, mostly foreigners, choose these areas for permanent living also. So in these areas, you can get both investment and for permanent living, okay? And Peya and Coral Bay area, sea caves over here, it's a very popular area, used to be very popular among the British people in the past, but now more and more people are also focusing and invest in these areas. There are very nice views almost from anywhere in Peyan to the sea. So as you can understand, Paphos is a bit, it is a city, but it's a bit small, okay? So just for you to understand, let's say, to go from Peja to the city center, we are talking about 17 to 20 minutes maximum, okay? So to go from Mesoi or Tala to city center or to the sea, we are talking about 12 to 15 minutes. So anywhere you are in Paphos, you will be able to go to the city center in maximum 20 minutes. I will go now through the private schools we have, okay? So as you can see, there is a private school in Peja that can, if you buy any properties here, you can really be comfortable with this private school over here. But you also have a private school in Chloraga. So from Peja to Chloraga, we are talking about 12 minutes drive, okay? At the same time, you have a private school in Mesahorion. It's called International School of Paphos. It is located in the village of Mesahorion, okay? We have another private school in Geroskibo. Nova School is just for, at the moment, I think it's just for primary school. It's a Montessori school. So I know a lot of Israelis are asking me, a lot of clients are asking me for this type of school for their kids. So this is the only Montessori school in Paphos. And there is a new school that will be open in September 2024. It's called Lumio Private School. It is actually at the end of Yeroskibo towards Acheia village. And you will find a lot of people buying and invest in this area now in Yeroskibo, close to this school, because it's going to be an upcoming area.
Michael, I just want to say something about Nova. Basically, you are correct. It's primary school, so basically it's up to 12 years old. So just to let you know, guys. And also about Yeroskipo, so that's the new hotspot for Israelis for living and also for investment. Because of that both schools, there is a new school that Michael just mentioned. So that's a good place that you guys can look to buy a house for yourself or even for investment.
I wanted to mention something here, just for you to know. For example, just to give an example now that we are talking about this area over here, we have, as Dominican Group, we have a project 500 meters from this school. Starting price of a studio, we are talking about 140,000 euros. And for one bedroom apartment, is around 190, and for two bedroom apartment 280. Okay, so from here to the school it's around 500 meters, and from the project to the sea it's around 3 minutes drive. Okay, I go back to see the three universities. Okay, Neapolis University is actually in Kato Paphos. Okay, it's the oldest university in Paphos. It's been operating for the last 15 years, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have the Cyprus University of Technology, where we have currently, it's the first year, it has around 350 students. This university, it is in the city center, okay, very close to the old town, as you can see here, okay. And we also have the American University of Beirut, which is in between the old town and Kato Paphos area. So American University of Beirut, it is owned by an American fund, and it actually is one of the top 200 universities in the world. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
So,
Michael, Rafael has a question.
of course. Sure.
Something about Mesach Royo, please.
I cannot hear you. Can you please
About
repeat?
Mesach Royo, it's just near Missouri.
Yes.
He asked if you can explain about
What
it.
is about Metahorio?
If you can say a few words about it.
Okay, of course. To be honest, I can say a lot of words about it because I actually, my parents used to live there. They are living there actually, so I was raised there.
We cannot see the map right now.
You cannot see the map?
Wait a second. Click on the map.
It's okay?
Yes. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. So, okay, it's actually a very nice village that gives you the sense of living actually in a village, which you can find here, that like 35-40 minutes ago, away from Paphos. But at the same time, it's around 5-6 minutes drive from the city center. Mesa is a low building density area. So again, you will find big plots, comfortable plots with big houses. There are around 600 people who live in Mesa 280 people, if I'm not mistaken, are foreigners. Okay, there are 3 taverns, so you can spend your time between them during the week. And also there is like a coffee shop and a small shop to buy stuff, etc. It actually, International School of Paphos, it's in the area of Mesa Horio, and a lot of clients, foreigners who have kids especially, are choosing areas very close to international school, especially Mesa Horio, to raise their kids.
Just want to tell you a secret. I'm just building a house by using your company, Domanica. Very close to the international. So it's going to be end in the 5 months from now.
Which number is it? Number 12?
12, yes.
Okay, I know who you are.
Okay, I guess so. You answer your question, Rafael?
Yeah, I finished, yes.
Perfect. So I think we can go back to university.
Very, very good. Thank you.
So basically, I have a few questions for a few clients that approach me directly. So if I want to speak about the University of Beirut that you just mentioned, so it's by the mall, it's by Universal. Can you give some words about this location? Because as you know, most of the Israeli guys are coming to you and say, hey, Michael, I want to buy an apartment by Kato Paphos, Universal, the mall, and of course, it should be around 100K. And of course, there is no apartment like that. But
correct.
If you can give some words about this location, what's going on right now, what are the prices, what can be the rent, let's say short-term, long-term, and what is your advice for people who actually think to invest in Paphos in that location, but the budget is pretty high for them. So what is the next place that you actually think can be good for them?
This area, it's called Universal, okay? Universal, as Ben has mentioned, a lot of clients are coming to Cyprus, comments, probably because of the Facebook groups. A lot of people know Universal, and it's the only thing that they are interested in. Well, Universal, it's actually a very good place to invest. You can do short-term. also long-term with very high return there. The reason that Universal is probably the most popular area in Paphos for investment is because it's the next thing closer to the sea after Kato Paphos. Apartments in Kato Paphos are extremely expensive. We are talking about one-bedroom apartment close to 350,000 euros. Okay, so just from here to here, we are talking about 800 meters. From this is the road that separates Kato Paphos to Universal. So in Universal, which is all this big area here, you can actually get one-bedroom apartment around 200,000 euros. When I'm saying 200,000 euros, I'm referring to new properties. Okay, in the past there was a lot of demand for resale properties because there was a significant difference in the price. Okay, but because there was so much demand and a lot of people have invested already in the resales, the gap is so small now. The difference is so small because a lot of people will pay a premium because a resale is ready. It's a ready property, so you can start having income or you can live in it from day one. Whereas with all this demand the last 2-3 years, a project from a new project can usually take around 18 months for completion. So the price now between a resale and the new is very limited to consider in terms of return on investment. So a new property here can go around 200,000, and the resale property, let's say I'll keep it for one-bedroom apartment, around 180,000. So the need for renovation and everything made people move in the new developments. Obviously, a new development has all the energy efficiency, AE, and all the new technologies, etc., etc. And you can rent an apartment new here, close to one-bedroom apartment, 1,200 to 1,400, according to the project. If there are some facilities like swimming pool or I don't know, maybe sauna, jacuzzi, or gym or something like this. So it really varies, but it can. We don't get these days one-bedroom apartment below 1,200 euros in this area. Okay, so it's a very good return on your investment. Obviously, with now it's just the first year of the university here that is under operation. With the completion of the university here, around 3,500 students will be studying at the university. As you can understand, the areas here in the old town and here in a Universal, here Tubes of the Kings, and here close to the mall will be there's going to be a lot of demand from students. At the same time, because students will not always pay the very best price because they're obviously students, in this area here in the old town is becoming more and more like a business center. A lot of companies have invested in buying buildings for offices. So again, the professionals are the ones who are going to pay the best price for rentals. So these areas here are very crucial if someone is interested for buying a property for investment purposes. Ben, have I covered, you think?
Yes, I just want to say something about the center, the old town. So basically, most of the Israeli people are looking for properties by the beach, but I think it's a great idea even to look let's say, into the city center, because as you mentioned, some companies already invested there. I know that some company from Limassol are thinking to move from Limassol to Paphos and Larnaca. Many of them choose Paphos, so that can be a good idea as well. The property are a little bit cheaper, so maybe that can be a nice place to think for investment.
To be honest, Old Town, I believe now is the time to invest because there is a lot of potential. To be honest, in the past, when I was young, when we used to go out, when we used to say, let's go out, let's go for a coffee, let's go for dinner or lunch, we used to be in this area, okay, in Paphos. Since 2017, that we became European Capital of Culture, European Union threw around 20 million euros in the old town. And since then, we have invested more than 80 million euros in this area. So this area now is becoming the hotspot. So all the restaurants, all the bars, all the coffee shops, a lot of, as I said, a lot of offices are opening in this area. And it's becoming very, very popular for locals, for students, for tourists. Now a lot of even hotels are opening here. So if we consider that this is always going to be a hotspot because of the tourists, and it reached a specific peak in terms of capital appreciation and the future rental income, this area is becoming very, very popular. Okay, so have that in mind when you are looking for properties.
And what about living? So if right now there are a family from Israel with kids, where is the best location from your opinion and for the Israeli people who already approach you, do you think they need to look for?
So a lot of people who are actually wants to live here, it really depends on your lifestyle that as a family you have, but it also depends on the budget. Okay, for example, very, very nice areas for that a lot of Israelis are choosing is Chloraga and Kisonerga these days, and Yeroskip. Okay, for these I'm talking about mostly for the seaside area. So we are talking about Kisonerga. By the way, this is where it's gonna be the future marina. Okay, this is the area that if this is gonna happen, it's gonna happen here. Okay, so Kisonerga is very popular. Chloraga in terms of the seaside areas. Okay, and Yeroskipu. Okay, however, usually a family will need around at least 3-bedroom property. Okay, a three-bedroom property in these areas. I'm talking about a house with land. We are talking about 550,000-600,000 euros minimum for a 3-bedroom property in about a 300 meters plot. So whereas a lot of people on the other side choose Tala, Mesoi, Emba, Mesahorion, and the upper side of Yeroskipu. Okay, which this money can buy you probably huge plot, much bigger house, much more comfortable, and you can have sea views from your house. Whereas here, most likely with the 500,000, 600, it's gonna be more difficult. Okay.
Excuse me?
Sorry?
Yeah.
Hello?
I have a question about all these areas. How is the public transportation for that? Do I have to have a car to get there, or there is a good public?
So that generally in Cyprus you will need a car. Okay, let's be honest. We are quite lazy people. We all drive. But the areas that have to do with the tourist, and when I'm talking about the Coral Bay area, Kisonerga, Chloraga, Abatil, Kato Paphos, Old Town, and at the same time Abatil here in Geroskimo, there's a very good transportation. Very often you will see buses every, I don't know, 6-7 minutes. It is very easy to navigate. And also Paphos is a smart city, so it's everything on your phone. You can see when the bus is coming, and etc., etc. But if you're gonna leave and you want to visit other areas, let's say higher up, go to the, I don't know, hospital, or which is the public hospitals here, although a lot of hospitals are spread around the city, you will need a bus. Otherwise, it will take you time, and it can be a little bit frustrating.
So I will help you. Basically, Einat, we do need a car, okay? Even though in Israel we say that we do not have a transportation, so in Cyprus it's even worse, okay? In some places you even don't have a place to walk.
And I want to know if I need a car,
or
is there public transportation towards Paya?
In Paya, you definitely need a car.
You will need a car.
Definitely need a car.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So I have just one thing to mention about the places you just spoke about. Mm-hmm. Basically, it's more about houses and not apartments. Also, it's high class. So people who pay 700, 800, it's high class. And that's why many people actually move right now to Yeroskimo, because it's cheaper than this location with a sea view, and they can find three-bedroom house with a pool around 450, 500, right?
Correct.
Perfect. Now, because I not just mentioned it, can you explain about Paya a bit from your perspective?
Yes.
Because many
I wanted to mention a little bit also, since I was talking about these areas, all these areas here. So in terms of apartments, because we discussed about houses, in terms of apartments, you can get in Kisonerga, Chloraga, very close to the sea, I would say, apartments from one-bedroom apartments from around 200,000 euros. And when I'm talking close to the sea, I'm talking about 100 meters from the sea. So it can be, this is coming with communal swimming pools or something like this. The prices are around 200,000 euros for one bedroom and around 330,000 euros for a two-bedroom. So again, either for permanent living or for investment, you can get these prices. We are talking about 100 meters from the sea. In terms of Paya,
that's a project you actually have right now, right?
Paya, yes, actually we have a project here in Kisonerga, 100 meters from the sea. Actually, it's 210.
Okay,
the one bed as a starting
before
price.
It was like 150, 160 because you sold everything.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Exactly. So bear in mind that the good thing with buying something off plan is that you can actually in the property, make it exactly as you want, because obviously you sit down with the interior designer of each developer, and he's gonna take you to the shop to choose your tiles, to choose everything you need, okay? But at the same time, it gives you the flexibility on stage payments. So, for example, a developer can give you can reserve a property with, I don't know, 5,000 or 10,000 euros, and you will be able to pay, let's say, at the signing of the contract around 30%. But then the developer, if the developer is quite flexible, you can adjust the payments or for your property according to your financial needs. Okay, so it gives you this flexibility with your money. So shall I talk a little bit about Paya?
Yes, because there are many Israeli people who actually think to live there, schools.
Yes. So the school, okay, let me go back just for you to. Actually, TLC is here, but it's also close. There's another school here. I think here is the primary school. Here is like the secondary school, if I'm not mistaken.
We're basically talking about the TLC.
Yes, TLC. There's only one school.
We don't see the map.
Excuse me?
You don't see the map? I do see the map.
When he pointed about the secondary school or something, it wasn't shown.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we're talking only about TLC, actually.
Yes, it's actually TLC in Paya. It's a very nice area, although it is around 20-25 minutes according to where you're gonna be. If you're gonna be at Sea Caves, it can be 25 minutes from city center of Paphos. But at the same time, Paya is quite a big, one of the biggest municipalities here in Paphos. So you have everything you need in Paya, from supermarkets to shops, restaurants. It's quite popular area for tourists in the summer, especially Coral Bay area. In Sea Caves, we are talking about building density of between 10 to 20%. And that means you will get very big, very expensive houses in this area with very big piece of land. Okay, so we have seafront properties here from, I don't know, 10, 12 million euros to a normal property without sea view, but I'm talking about a new property again, close to, I don't know, 1.5 million euros. Sea Caves has been established as a high-end area for clients. There's also a very nice hotel over here. It's called Cap St. George, which has a lot of amenities, and people actually choose to spend their time. I mean, even local people to go there and spend their day during the summer. Now, at the same time, Paya has a lot of hills. And this area, I don't know if it is able to understand from if I change this to this. So to be honest, almost from everywhere in Paya, you'll be able to see the sea. Okay, Paya it's a village of around, if I'm not mistaken, around 8,000 people. Okay, many British people are living permanently here, and a lot of developers have a lot of new developments over here. So when you come to Cyprus, I'm pretty sure you will see at some point houses in this area.
Michael, I do have a question that's not regarding to Paya, but let's see if you can help. So basically right now, let's say we buy a property and we want to have a tenant. There is a law regarding a tenant that doesn't pay. Can you give some, some details about it?
Okay. Although I'm not expert in this, I know that the law, if there is a tenant that, okay, there are two things here to measure. If the property is before 2000, okay, it has been built before 2000, it's actually very difficult to take out of the house the tenant. Okay, the law is such a way that it really protects the tenant and not the landlord, especially if the house is before 2000. Post 2000, the law is in favor of the landlord. So in case the tenant does not pay, I think it's something around 3 months, you can take him out, and it's quite an easy process. Now, regarding you as a landlord, you are able to increase the price of your of the rent to your tenant. But again, if it is before 2000, the maximum increase that you can do every year is 7%, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, thanks a lot. Okay.
I would like to show here some key locations that I have put, okay, just for you to get an idea. So for nature lovers, I have mentioned here Agamas. This is the biggest Natura 2000 park in Cyprus, okay? So a lot of people go here for hiking, a lot of safari is happening here for people to see the waterfalls or to go to these distant beaches, amazing beaches. There is a very nice beach here. It's called Lara Beach, where in August you can actually see turtles being born while you are sitting laying on the sand. Again here, Coral Bay, as I mentioned before, very nice, one of the most popular beaches in Paphos. Here is gonna be the Paralia Potima, is called Potima Beach. It's gonna be the future Paphos Marina, as I mentioned here. Okay, and then we have Venus Beach is another very popular beach in Paphos. Now it is called, I think, Golden Sand Beach, something like this. In this area, there are a lot of beach bars also for the young people or any people actually who wants to go there, spend their day and dance, etc. Here we have the Tombs of the Kings. It's one of the UNESCO heritage protected properties. It's a very important ancient sightseeing here. We have the old town here, okay. The mall, people who are interested for shopping. I'm pretty sure a lot of women would like to know here where is our mall. Kato Paphos, obviously, is the downtown, the seaside area, as I mentioned before. Another very popular beach you can find here, okay? And of course, Paphos Airport. I think I covered most of the, yes.
Most of them, correct. So, Michael, basically from your knowledge, okay, because you are dealing with many Israeli people, and let's say most of them are coming with the same questions. What is your advice for Israeli family or Israeli investor who thinks to come to Cyprus right now, to Paphos, and look for a property? So from your knowledge.
Okay. I will advise you to not come just for 2 days, as a lot of people are doing. Come for 4 or 5 days, okay? Rent the car. Let the people drive you around first to get an idea of the area, and etc. See which properties, which areas from your tour you liked, and then take the car, go to these areas in your free time in the afternoon with your kids, with your wife, and drive around to get a feeling. Gives 1-2 days extra when you come here to drive around, to get the feeling of what is most important, where you feel more comfortable to live. Because I've seen a lot of clients, when they come, they have, okay, I want to buy here close to the sea. When they spend 2-3 days, maybe they realize, you know, I don't mind that much to be higher up, have less humidity, bigger house, bigger property, and I will drive. It's
better price.
Okay. What, sorry?
Better price as well.
Better price always. The further away from the sea, the better price you can get. Just to give you an example of the big difference, we sold that property. It was very close to the sea. It was a property of around 200 square meters with a plot of 450. It was like second line to the sea. The price was around 1.8 million euros. Okay, and then I have, which I currently have, a place in Dala. Okay, the project is called Lofos Residences. The land is 2,500 meters. The house is 320 square meters, with green area in front of you. You have unobstructed sea views of the whole Paphos, amazing sunset, and the price is 1.8 million. So people value different things. That's why as a company, we try to always offer a variety of options in all the areas. We have properties in all of Paphos, in all over Paphos, to cover all the needs and to cover the taste of all the people. But that was just an example to understand how much premium people pay for having
living close to the sea.
Yes.
So basically what I'm doing with my clients is taking them in the first day, as you mentioned, drive around at least for 3-4 hours to see all village, all locations, just to basically understand what they can get. And only then to see properties, because there is no point to see properties if you don't like that location. So I agree with you about it. Just from the Israeli side again, because that's our client and you're familiar with them. So basically there are some people who think to move to Cyprus as a relocation and the other for investment. So there are some locations that are better for living. So my own experience is Tala, Yeroskipu, Peya, Kisonerga. But from your own experience dealing with Israeli, where let's say the most wanted place for Israeli people?
Okay, you are very right, actually. So I would say if you follow this area here, okay, from Tala to Emba, Anavargos, Mesoyi, Mesahorjo, Konya area in Yeroskipu, these are the areas that people who actually want to relocate and live with their families are really buying. Okay. Of course, there are people who are actually buying here, but the majority of the people are buying in this area for permanent living. And obviously, the majority of the people for investment are buying either in the seaside or Universal and Old Town. This is the truth.
I see. Okay, now about other things that I
wanted to mention something else, because I get a lot. I used to get a lot of this question. Maybe now people are more educated in terms of the law in Cyprus. In Cyprus, I know in Israel you have this the so-called bank guarantee from the developer. Okay. In Cyprus, we don't have this thing. Okay. So my suggestion and my advice, if it matters at all, is that choose a developer, well-known developer, someone without with good reputation, without bug mortgage problems, etc., etc. in order, although the law covers you, okay, in case of a developer going bankruptcy, etc., but why to reach there, okay? So choose wisely, the developer, choose wisely from where you are buying, especially because most of the developers now have off-plan properties. So keep an eye on that. Be skeptical, be the agent, who are the developers with good reputation, who are the developers who I don't know, have no bad loans, etc. That this will give you an extra sense of security,
Safety.
and you will feel more comfortable.
So basically, I would add to that it's very important to find a developer that give the property on time as well.
Questions, guys? Any questions?
Sorry, guys, I just had an issue with my Wi-Fi for some reason. Basically,
No,
what I said is that it's very important, as you mentioned, to find a good developer that also provide the property on time. That's something that's very important, guys, that you need to take care of. I wanted to ask you last thing about about the bank, about mortgage. So basically, as you know, many Israeli people are asking about it because they don't want to bring all the money from home. Can you give some information about it, even though right now Cyprus don't allow Israeli people to take mortgage because of the situation in Israel due to the war? But let's say right now the war is ended. I hope so.
I hope so. Everything, all the wars in this planet to end this year, because there are many wars all over the place.
Yes.
So let's take as it was where we left it, at least before the war. Usually, you can get a loan from a local bank in Cyprus. The banks here, according to the specific situation, but I will tell you as a general situation, they will require around 40-45 your site, okay, and they can lend you the rest of the money for your property. So
Nope. Let's see another question.
any other questions? Anything you need to ask? By the way, later on, Ben can share with you and my contact details. If you have any question, general questions, specific questions.
Yeah.
I
have a question, Michalis.
Yes, of course.
If I have the all amount of money, okay, I don't need a loan from the Cyprus bank. Do I still have to have an account in a Cyprus bank, or I can do it directly?
Even okay, even better in terms of explaining this. Sure, you need. I forgot what's the name of your tax authority there. How is
Okay,
it called?
never mind.
To take a paper.
55%. So basically, we need to ask for a form that's called 2513. You can approach me later and I will explain it to you. But
Okay.
you do need to open a bank account. I mean, I know that Michael says no, but basically right now, in some cases, it's easier to open a bank account to transfer the funds from your account in Israel to the account in Cyprus, and then that's how you deal with that. It will be much easier for you, and it doesn't cost that much. It's easy process, so I do recommend
And
my
if
clients
I
to do that.
if I already have an account in a Greek bank, is it useful, or because it's in euro? So is it useful, or it doesn't matter? I still have the Cyprus bank.
Actually, it can help you. I'm sorry, Michael. Go ahead.
Yes, you have a specific answer for the Greek one, or?
No, you can explain about the Greek one as well.
So it is quite better. I'll be honest. It is quite better that you have a bank account in a European Union country. But even without that, it's okay. But as Ben recommended, and I recommended also, it's very easy to open a bank account here in Cyprus. The more bank accounts you have, the better in this situation that we live in, to be honest, in these days. And I have seen a lot of, not as much from, let's say, Israeli people, but a lot of Russians who managed to have a bank account in Cyprus before the whole thing started.